Hi, I'm Hannah with Keep Omaha Beautiful. Today we're doing a really awesome activity. We are going to build a mini city. But first, we need some background information to understand why we're doing this. In cities like Omaha, we have a lot of roads, buildings, houses, driveways, and parking lots. All of these are impervious surfaces. Impervious surfaces are hard surfaces that water cannot soak into. We also have permeable surfaces in the city. Surfaces like grass, gardens, and sports fields. These permeable surfaces allow the water to soak into the ground. Stormwater is water from rain or snowmelt that either flows over the surface of the ground or it soaks in and becomes groundwater. When stormwater hits impervious surfaces like roads or parking lots, it flows across them. When stormwater hits permeable surfaces like grass and gardens, it soaks into the ground. Impervious surfaces are really important in a city. We need those hard surfaces for roads so we can drive cars or buildings to live and work in, but permeable surfaces help to slow the flow of stormwater and reduce flooding. They also frequently help to remove pollution from our water, so they are really important too. Okay, so here is today's challenge. You are going to build a mini city, a city that uses permeable surfaces to help stormwater soak into the ground, but also needs to include some impervious surfaces to allow the city to function. You have some supplies to help you build your mini city. You have a pan, which will be the boundary of your mini city, several different kinds of sponges, tape, glue, and little houses and buildings. You and your partner or group, if you have one, are going to design a little city. You can cut the sponges to be permeable surfaces and use the tape to be impervious surfaces. Here you can see the mini city that I've set up. Over in this area, I have my neighborhood. Underneath all of the houses, I made sure to include impervious surfaces because all of the houses have sidewalks and driveways. I've also included some walking paths between the different areas in the neighborhood. In my neighborhood, I also have a school up here with a big parking lot, but I also put a garden with some big sponges near the school because I think it's important for the school to have a garden. Over in this area, I've got a nice big park with nice big lush green trees, so lots of permeable area there. And I've got a sports field up here. But over in this area, I've got my business district. People are going to need a place to go buy groceries and go shopping. So over here, I've got lots of big roads and parking lots and big buildings. So that's going to be my business district over there. My pan, like any city, is a watershed. All of the water will end up draining to one place. In my pan, it's going to be this hole in the corner. In Omaha, all of our water eventually drains into the Missouri River and then heads downstream towards the Gulf of Mexico. For the next step in this activity, I've taken my mini city and put it inside of this larger pan. I've also taken the water bottle and I filled it up to the line marked on the side. Now I'm going to spray my city with water to simulate rain. I'm going to spray all of the water that's in my water bottle. As you can see, the water is soaking in to the felt and the sponge areas, but it's sitting on top of and flowing across places where there's tape, those impervious surfaces. The water soaked really nicely into my park area, but you can see in my business district and where the houses are in this part of the neighborhood, the water did not soak in. It almost looks like the houses in this area got a little flooded. Through this little hole in the bottom of my pan, I've collected all of my stormwater runoff. The stormwater that runs off of those impervious surfaces. In a real city, this water is funneled through storm drains to our local waterways, our lakes and rivers. I'm going to take my stormwater runoff and I'm going to pour it back into my spray bottle. Now I can see how much of my stormwater runoff was soaked into the permeable surfaces and how much of it ran off into my waterways. We started off with the water at this marking here, and now the water's only filled to here. That means a lot of my water was absorbed into those permeable surfaces. Cities need some impervious surfaces. Buildings and roads are important, but we also need to think about how we can add permeable surfaces to reduce flooding and erosion and to help with pollution reduction. After everyone in your class has finished building their mini city, take a look to see everyone's strategies. Were there any ideas that worked really well, or any ideas that didn't? Think about how you can adjust your town to improve the flow of stormwater. Maybe some more gardens or trees would help my mini city near where the houses are flooding. Or I could move that parking lot to a different location in the business district. Chat with your classmates, brainstorm some ideas. This is exactly how urban planners work. They look at the city, they consider the situation, and they brainstorm solutions. What solutions can you come up with to make your mini city even better?